In this video, we're going to look at division of whole numbers. So if we have something written as A divided by B, or let's call this what it is, numerator divided by denominator equals quotient, like that, then that means that N is equal to Q times D if D divides N evenly. So we don't need to worry about a whole lot about the word divides that I just said. If I have no remainder, then there's a whole number Q that when I multiply it times this number that's in the denominator, D, then I get the number that's in the numerator, N of the fraction. Similarly, I could write that same problem as A divided by B is equal to Q, and that would mean that A is equal to B times Q. So we're going to look at things that way first, or we're trying to look at the multiplication. So let's look at 72 divided by 9. And we want to think about 9 times what equals 72. So 9 times 0 is 0. 9 times 1 is 9. 9 times 2 is 18. 9 times 3 is 27. 9 times 4 is 36. 9 times 5 is 45. 9 times 6 is equal to 54. 9 times 7 is equal to 63. 9 times 8 is equal to 72. There it is. So it's 9 times 8. So the answer here is 8. You may have known that sooner. That's good if you knew your multiples of 9 and knew that that was 9 times 8. So you can do this problem faster, but it's really important that you know your times tables like this to be able to work these division problems. I'll just finish out my multiples of 9 table there because we might need that in a little bit. All right, let's clear the canvas. Let's look at 22 divided by 2. And so we need multiples of 2. 2 times 6 is 12. 2 times 7 is 14. 2 times 8 is 16. 2 times 9 is 18. Each of these I'm adding 2. 2 times 10 is 20. 2 times 11 is going to give me 22. So my answer here is 11. Now they have it written a different way that we talked about earlier. This is the same thing as 35 divided by 5. So we need to think of multiples of 5. 5 times 2 is 10. 5 times 3 is 15. 5 times 4 is 20. 5 times 5 is 25. 5 times 6 is 30. 5 times 7 is 35. So my answer here is 7. Zero divided by 6. We want 6 times something equals 0. That's 6 times 0 is 0. So that's 0. We have 31 divided by 31, which is 31 divided by 31. So 31 times 0 is 0. 31 times 1 is 31, and there's our answer. So we have properties that say 0 divided by any non-zero number is 0, and any non-zero number divided by itself is going to be 1. Those are special properties that we have. So now that we've seen those that come out what I would call evenly with no remainder, we're going to do some long division, and some of this long division may come out with a remainder, and some of it may come out evenly. So now we're going to divide 6 into 4,170. 6 cannot go into 4, so I'm going to look at 6 into 41. 6 goes into 41 6 times with 5 left over. So we're going to put the 6 up here, 36. I subtract, borrow and subtract, and there's 5. 5 is less than 6, so I'm in good shape. I'm going to bring down the 7. 6 goes into 57 9 times. We just saw that 9 times 6 was 54 a little bit ago. And I'm going to subtract and get 3. And I'm going to bring down the 0. 6 goes into 30 5 times. We saw that one a little bit ago. 5 times 6 was 30. And there's 0 remainder here. So the answer to this problem, our quotient, is 695. Now we want 13 into 494. So now we have a 2-digit divisor. It makes it a little bit more tricky because it's not just those times tables that you've probably memorized. So we've got to maybe estimate this a little bit about how many times does 10 roughly go into 50 roughly, and I'm going to guess 5. I'm going to see if that's too big or too small. So 5 times 3 is 15. 5 times 1 is 5, plus 1 is 6, and 65 is too big. So I'm going to try a smaller number like 4. 4 times 3 is 12. 4 times 1 is 4, plus 1 is 5. Nope, that's still too big. So we're going to go all the way down here to 3. 3 times 13 is going to give me 39. 3 times 13 is 39. And as you saw, it's okay to make a guess based off of an estimate, and for your estimate to be wrong, we just fix it as we go along. So do your work in pencil or off to the side until you get it right, and then you can write it down. So we get 10. 10 was smaller than 13, so we keep going. We bring down our remainder, our next digit with our next to our remainder. 13 goes into 104, and this is going to be, let's try 9 because 10 goes into 100 9 times. We get, more than 9 times, but let's try this. So 27, 9 plus 2 is 11. Nope, it's a little bit too big. It's actually exactly 13 too big. So that means that I need 1 less here. That's going to be 24. 104. And there we go. So that problem was there to show you how to use estimation and how you go down until you get it right. And you stop when you have a number here that is smaller than your divisor. You bring down the next digit. All right, let's do one more. I'm going to have 23 on the outside and 1,127 on the inside. So this is 1,127 divided by 23. If I try 5 times 23, I'm going to get 115. That's going to be a little bit too big. So I'm going to try 4 here. And this is going to be 12. 8 plus 1 is 9. And I subtract. And I get 20, which is smaller than 23. I'm going to bring down the 7. And then if I try 23 times 9, let's see what happens, is 27. 18 plus 2 is 20. So 9 is perfect. And we get that 23 times 49 is 1,127, or 1,127 divided by 23 is 49. All right, that's it for our division. Next time we are going to do some order of operations problems where we're going to put some of these things together, and we're going to have to talk about which operations we do first, what order we perform our addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division of whole numbers in. All right, see you for that video.